How's it going, everyone? Today we are unboxing the most wanted iPhone, the Beast, the iPhone 14 Pro Max in purple. We'll get to look at the pricing and we'll also get to see what it looks like side by side with its predecessor, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So let's get to it. Let us start off by looking at the design of the box. So the design is slim, it is simple, and it is slick. And if you can see there, they went back to showing the front of the phone as opposed to the back of the phone on the picture there. Obviously, there is no right time to do it than now so that they can be able to show off the dynamic island there. And if you can see the text on the side and the Apple logo, they are both in purple to match the color of the phone. So this phone comes in a new color, which they call deep purple. Overall, I love the box. It is looking good. And here is what the box looks like side by side with the predecessor's box, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And as you can see, the iPhone 13 Pros, they came in a black color. And if you were to ask me, the black looks more premium as compared to the white. But overall, I like both boxes. So that is all with the design of the box. Nothing much to talk about there. That slim design, because obviously they don't include the charge brick anymore. So they only put the lightning cable, which we are going to see later on when we do the actual unboxing. Now let us get to the unboxing. I love these new box designs that allow you to simply peel off the tape there. So we're gonna start with the top one. Simple, you just peel it off. And we're gonna move to the other tape at the bottom there. And it is the same thing. You just simply peel it off. And we're gonna see what the phone looks like. So let's open this thing. Beautiful deep purple color right there. I love it. I must say that when the phones were first announced, I didn't think I was going to like this color. It was the one that I was not sure if it's going to look good or not. But before we admire the phone some more, let us first look at what is inside the box. Inside the box, like I mentioned, they only include the lightning cable. This is actually USB-C to lightning. I guess that makes it a bit faster. And on the other side there, you will get your little packaging with the SIM card pin and also booklets there that I'm not sure anyone reads. I'm not sure if they're instructions or manuals or what. And then obviously the Apple logo there, the sticker. So that is what we expected to see, nothing more. And obviously you can see there that that booklet is still written, designed by Apple California, still looking good. So let us talk about the design of the phone. So the design is still the same as the iPhone 13 Pro Max at the back. It is still that frosted back there. Nothing much has changed. The stainless steel side there. And that is what I don't like about this phone, because it catches a lot of fingerprints on the side there. But anyway, it looks good. There you go. It's still the same buttons on the sides there. The cuts are still the same. The lock button is still the same. Everything else is still the same. Nothing much has changed in terms of the sides and the back of the phone. And then on the front, that's where you can see that we have that new notch design, the dynamic island. That's what sets this phone apart from the rest of the iPhones. It looks like this is where all the phones are going now. All the iPhones will be going. They'll be headed in this direction. But the design still looks good and it's still relevant and still looks premium. It doesn't look like it has aged in any way. But this is what Apple does. They reuse their designs for as much as they can. And it looks like this one is here to stay for at least the next 2 or 3 years. Now on to the specs. This iPhone 14 Pro Max has got an A16 Bionic chip. And in terms of the display, it has a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR display, which has ProMotion technology that is up to 120 Hz refresh rate, and also HDR and True Tone display, and a dynamic island notch there at the top, which is exclusive to this iPhone right now. Other features that this phone comes with, it's a 5G and then Wi-Fi 6, which should be a bit faster, and then Bluetooth 5.3, and obviously near-field communication. And on to the camera. So the iPhone 14 Pro Max comes with a new camera system, which has a 48 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 12 megapixel telephoto camera. And it also has other features such as adaptive True Tone flash, photonic engine, deep fusion, and smart HDR4. That is definitely a powerful camera system right there. Now that we have seen the specs, let us talk about what it will cost you to get one of these phones. The iPhone 14 Pro Max will cost you $26,699 for the 128 gig, and you will pay $36,599 for a 512 gig, and the top of the range will cost you $41,799. That is a 1 terabyte. Hectic, ne? Very expensive phones. But that is why you must watch my videos on where to buy pre-owned iPhones at an affordable price. I will link all the videos on the description below. So now let us compare the iPhone 14 Pro Max to its predecessor, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But as you can see there, the design is almost the same. It's 99.9% the same. Not much there is different. The only thing that I mentioned earlier is that if you can look at the camera bumps there, that is the one thing that appears to be slightly bigger on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and also the flashlight there. But everything else is the same. If you can look there at the bottom as well, it's the same. The back is the same. Maybe the logo there is a bit darker on the newer version, but everything else there is the same. It's basically the color differences there. Not much has changed in terms of the back. The frosted back there appears on both phones as well. And then if you can see, even the buttons on the side, they are exactly the same. Most of the things here are similar there. But again, like I said, the camera bumps, I'm not sure if you're able to tell there that they are slightly bigger on the one phone. But that is technically the only thing that is different in terms of the design there. Everything else is still the same at the back. Now comparing the front of the phones, that is where we see a bit of a major difference there in terms of the notch. So the iPhone 14 Pro Max comes with the dynamic island notch that seems to be floating there on top of the phone. And then the iPhone 13 Pro Max comes with the older notch. But everything else look the same. So that is all in terms of the design there compared to its predecessor. So let me know, what do you think overall of the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and what do you think of this new beautiful purple color? What do you think of a dynamic island? Will you be upgrading? If you haven't upgraded, will you be considering getting the 14 Pro Max or the 13 Pro Max? And if you have already bought the iPhone 14 Pro Max, what has been your experience? Are you enjoying it? And this brings us to the end of this video. Kindly subscribe and hit notifications button so that you can know when the next video is up.